Welcome to From Strings to Wings, Zita Fikada's mini online training second part. I'm happy to have you here. In this chapter, I would like to talk about the manipulator's characteristics and the most common psychological game they play. Most manipulators share these common characteristics. Black and white thinking. In relationship, it's either you or I manipulate. Rejecting responsibility. Problems are other people's fault. Competitiveness. Life is a zero-sum game. No empathy. Not having it all, or they don't care. They might have so-called cognitive empathy. They know exactly how bad you feel and use it against you. Entitlement. They're convinced that they deserve to have their needs met without reciprocation. Self-fulfilling. They create the world around them like they assume by behaving like this. I get questions quite often. Is it conscious or unconscious? More often than not, manipulation is conscious. They just want to get their way regardless. Occasionally, manipulation can be unconscious, deriving from trauma or neglect, or just following the lead of how they were raised with manipulation. Oftentimes, somewhere in between, conscious, unconscious is a luxury question. The response to manipulation has to be the same, whether it is conscious or unconscious. Manipulators often play games. Psychological game is a calculable sequence of human interaction, which follows a pattern and has a hidden agenda. The next games are most common. One-upmanship expert. Knows everything better than others. He or she needs to gain a high ground against others. Most important for them? Position, position, position. Motives. Guilt. Anger mixed with fear. Fragile ego. Victim game. Interpreting any situation as if they were the victim, even when they initiated aggression. Motives. Guilt. Anger mixed with fear. Fragile ego. Dependent in charge. Hides behind the sick and weak mask, but successfully commands the life of people who he or she depends on. Motives. Learned helplessness, self-centeredness, maybe lack of skills. Best defense is offense. When confronting his or her problem behavior, he or she blasts you angrily with multiple issues, deflecting the attention and accountability from him or her. Motives. Denial. Resistance to change. Triangulation. Forms easily breakable alliances against third parties and uses them according to his or her interest. Motifs. Becoming a hero, revenge, self-promotion. Iron fist. Uses force, physical or intellectual power to get what they want. Motifs. Their wants and needs are the only priority. Entitlement. Intentional misinterpretation. The player misinterprets words, sentences, or full situations. Motives. Deflecting responsibility, denial, gaining unearned advantages. Flirt. The actor uses attractiveness or sexual action, maybe only the promise of it for personal gains. Motives. Attention-seeking, self-centeredness. Projection. Seeing their own dysfunctional actions and traits in others. Motives. Need of superiority, unwillingness to face their own weaknesses, resistance to change. Usually, more games are used at the same time, or alternately. What can you do about it? Identify when someone initiates a game with you. Try not to participate. Sometimes no answer is the best answer. All in all, people who habitually engage in emotional manipulation have some character flaws, underdeveloped conscience, and some missing skills. Some of them might be characterized with personality disorder. Coming next, dirty tactics.